Police officers in north central Montana were investigating a suspicious 911 call when a suspect brandished a weapon, leading officers to shoot and kill him. Great Falls police officers shot the man about 10:30 Monday morning. Officials have not released his name or the type of weapon he had. The officers involved are paid administratively while the case is being investigated. No officers were injured. Sergeant Jim Wells tells the Great Falls Tribune that officers wanted to talk with the suspect about a 911 call made just before 9:30 a.m. An earlier call also appeared to be related. Monday's was the third officer-involved shooting in Great Falls this year. Police shot and killed a 25-year-old burglary suspect on September 11. Another man was shot and injured in April while holding a knife to a woman's neck. Missoula police received a distress call about 9:30 Monday night from a woman near Cooper Street. Police spokesman Travis Welsh has more.
Officers responded to the report of a disturbance at a residence in the 1600 block of Cooper Street. A female caller stated that she had been in an argument with her boyfriend and that at one point he had attempted to strangle her, had his hands around her throat. She was able to push against him and get away from him.
The police report says the fight had begun as a disagreement over past relationships. Before things became violent, Welsh said the woman called authorities from outside the residence.
When the officers arrived, they found the female a short distance from the residence. They discovered evidence of injury. After taking her statement, they went to the residence, made contact with the male who was identified as Roger Van Cleve, 35-year-old male, who was taken into custody without incident.
The state of Montana put a new strangulation of partner or family member as a felony charge on the books during the recent legislative session. It's already been put to use in Missoula multiple times. And in addition, about 12:20 Sunday morning, Missoula police got a call that a stolen vehicle was at a local hotel. Once again, spokesman Travis Welsh.
The officers began to look for the vehicle and eventually found it traveling southbound on Reserve Street from the intersection of Schramm. The officers initiated a traffic stop and identified two females in the vehicle, one being Arla Calling Last, who is 32 years old, and the second is Beth Goings, who's 29 years old. Calling Last was placed under arrest for theft of the vehicle that they were driving.
Welsh said Goings was also arrested for a felony probation violation. She was charged with felony robbery in April for allegedly stealing a woman's wallet and attacking her outside a Missoula tavern. Department of Administration officials told lawmakers that Montana's experiment with state employee health clinics has saved an estimated $6.8 million for office visits and lab fees since 2013. The agency made the response yesterday after legislative auditors earlier reported the clinics didn't provide adequate data to calculate any savings. State Health Plan Administrator Marilyn Bartlett said the data was available through another computer system, and when treatment codes were compared, the savings could be determined. The state has spent $26 million on employee clinics, which are run by a contractor. Administration Director Dave Lewis told the Legislative Audit Committee the state employee clinic in Miles City was closed due to a lack of use. The state has employee clinics in Helena, Billings, Butte, Missoula, and a part-time clinic in Anaconda. Patients are not charged co-payments or deductibles. The Trump tax cut plan is drawing both opposition and support in Montana. On Monday, Missoula Rises held a press conference assailing the plan as, quote, a tax scam, end quote. Yesterday, a Montana legislator offered support for the program, saying it will benefit the vast majority of Montana taxpayers. District 12 Representative Greg Hertz from Polson is also on the House Taxation Committee.
Every illustration that I've reviewed shows a significant reduction for Montana taxpayers, and the most recent one comes from the Montana Department of Revenue that is actually showing a reduction of $747 million for taxpayers in Montana, and that basically touches every taxpayer with the exception of a few who, probably may see their taxes increase.
Hertz said groups opposing the tax plan are actually hoping it will fail for their own political purposes.
I truly believe that these individuals who are pushing this are definitely afraid that taxes will be reduced, which will lead to then less revenue to continue to support their bloated federal government. And that's truly what this is all about. They just want more money to continue to spend on bloated government in Washington, D.C.
Hertz also recommends listeners contact their congressional delegation and make their views known to either support or oppose the bill. Few Montanans have experience with direct primary care health models because state regulations have made these models more difficult. Basically, at Direct Primary Care, health services are provided based on a fixed monthly rate directly, skipping the use of insurance altogether. Co-owner of Cost Care in Missoula, Leslie Von Eschen, has been working to open a direct primary care service in western Montana. She explains the legislative roller coaster her business has experienced.
There was a bill presented in 2015 and again in 2017 protecting the direct primary care model. And the protection comes in the fact that this is not insurance, and so it can't be treated as insurance or an insurance product. That's where the protective language comes in. This year, it passed the House, it passed the Senate, it had bipartisan support, and it got vetoed on Steve Bullock's desk.
Von Eschen says Bullock's argument for vetoing the bill reveals that he's confused direct primary care with concierge care, which does bill insurance. After the veto, Montana Insurance Commissioner Matt Rosendale issued a memorandum of understanding which opened the door to Von Eschen's business. But he is now running for the U.S. Senate, and she says she's concerned a Bullock appointee to the insurance commissioner's office could rewrite those rules.
We brought that up in a meeting with the insurance commissioner's office, and if Matt's no longer in that position and a different commissioner is appointed by Steve Bullock, are we still protected? And so nobody has that answer. So on the backside of that, we need to rewrite the bill, re-put it through the next legislative session, hope that we can actually get the law passed at the state level.
Von Eschen says the three providers through the new Cost Care service in Missoula will work directly with about 600 people, each paying a monthly fee of $70 for unlimited access to their provider. National parks in the U.S. will sharply drop the number of days they allow visitors to get in for free after waiving entrance fees for 16 days in 2016 and 10 days in 2017. The National Park Service announced yesterday it will have 4 no-cost days next year. There will be Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is January 15th, the first day of National Park Week, April 21st, National Public Lands Day, September 22nd, and Veterans Day, November 11th. It comes after the Park Service said it was considering raising vehicle entry fees at 17 busy parks, mainly in the West, including Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Zion. The proposal would raise the cost from $25 or $30 per week to $70. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
A weak disturbance will pass through this morning, bringing us the threat of snowfall. Snow accumulation should stay under an inch. Daytime highs today will be in the upper 20s, tonight back into the teens with freezing fog. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.